Well, Bills Mafia, take a deep breath. Let that sink in. Let the last 2 weeks sink in. Your team just went into Gillette Stadium on the road in December against an 11-2 Patriots team that had won 10 in a row and embarrassed them. Spanked them. They couldn't do anything to you in the second half of that game. Josh Allen walked around like he owned the place, carved up that defense, and looked like the MVP that we all know and love. So, welcome back to the driver's seat of the conference, Buffalo. I think it feels good. I feel really good. I'm not worried about any of these teams after watching yesterday. Maybe Denver a little, but what do you think, boys? Let's break this masterpiece down. How are we feeling?
Like $1 million, man. I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, Bills Mafia. I'm a smoker. I had an empty ashtray at the start of the game. Probably by like the third quarter, there was like 10 cigarette butts sitting in there. I literally was like, what's going on right now? What is going on? But then that second half, a switch went off. And Josh said once he starts throwing up, he's good to go. And they caught him on camera throwing up during that game.
I never
So he
knew that
can't.
before that was a thing, but
Yeah, that's
sorry.
his thing before every game. Typically, he says, but I'm telling you right now, he's got the ice in the veins right now, boy. Watch out! I'm gonna tell you right now, this is probably the scariest team in AFC to go into the playoffs right now.
I think that second half, I mean, barring the, we'll call it lackadaisical first half, that second half absolutely exposed the New England Patriots as pretenders, I think. Yes, they might still be hold on, they might still be in first for the moment, but that defense, I mean, how do you let somebody come out in the second half when you're up 21 points and just lambaste you like that? Like their defense had zero answers for them. And Drake May folded under the pressure. I'm sorry, they needed what? Two first downs at a couple points, and he couldn't get them for him. I'm sorry, they exposed him that New England is not as good of a team as all these talking heads were trying to make them out to be. And I'm sorry. I also think at some point we need to talk about the league and the reffing and the fact that a couple points there, they felt like they were trying to hand New England an advantage.
So there's a lot that you just unpacked there, and I want to get into some of it. First and foremost, this that Patriots team, they are not completely frauds, for one thing. They did win 10 games in a row. That is really hard to do. So I don't want to just like hammer them. Yes, if they end up getting the 2 seed, which is let me monologue here for a second. I know you got
No,
your thumb up there. Um,
no, I'm saying the number one. It's a number one.
but a couple of points. One, this run defense for the Bills, and Terrence made a note of this during our in our group chat yesterday. This run defense for the Bills is not good. It is not good at all. Too many times this season we saw what we saw from Travion Henderson yesterday, where they just break right through and run for 1 million yards. Dude had 145 rushing yards on the ground yesterday, and one score, two scores. I mean, he looked like he was great. He looked like really, really good. And that's going to be part of the problem going into the postseason is a lot of these teams that we are going to play are run heavy teams. We're like the only like really be honest and look at the field of the AFC right now. Who's the only other who's the only other team that you would say their quarterback gives them an advantage? The Jags. That's it. I mean, Drake May maybe a little bit. I still don't believe in Bo Nix. I think that game yesterday for them was a product of Green Bay losing everybody on their team to season-ending injuries yesterday. And I mean, Houston's known for their defense. The Chargers, I mean, they beat up on a bad Kansas City team. So I don't even know what to make of them. And Pittsburgh is terrible, but that's just a terrible division. So I don't know. I feel pretty good about that, but there's a lot to talk about with the way that team performed in the first quarter, or the first 2 quarters, rather, I should say, the first half, because that was not good at all. And eventually that kind of thing is going to catch up with you. and I just hope it's not in the postseason.
So, in counterpoint to your Henderson, that second touchdown that he had, the only 7 points that New England scored in the second half, should have been called back. I went and I watched that afterwards, and there is a blatant hold that opened up Henderson to go off to the races there. That touchdown never should have happened. And the reason why I was saying the number one, in that 10 games, New England beat one team with a winning record. One team. And that was the Bills the first time.
Didn't Carolina technically have a winning record when they beat them?
No.
I don't remember. But I will say this though. Which run are you referring to, Sean?
The touchdown run in the second half, the only points they scored in the second half. When
Okay.
Maye was blocking for him.
That wasn't the whole issue. That was a fit issue. You have AJ Epineza who crashed too far on the inside and he didn't contain on the outside, as well as Harrison who also broke contain and he followed Espinoza, and that's why they got beat on that play. So it's not so much that they were just beat because they're a bad run defense. You had two guys who just didn't play their position like they were supposed to. That's all that was. That's the only reason why they got that run. Had either one of those two guys actually contained either one of them, there was no touchdown on that play. It would have been like a 2 or 3 yard loss.
Who is 96 for us?
96?
Yeah. Because go back after we're done with the show here. Go back and watch that run and watch 96. He's coming in off the end that Henderson is going towards before he bounced to the outside. And that's where the hold happens. He would have had Henderson.
96 is Ed Oliver, so it's not.
Or not Ed Oliver. It's whoever was playing that side.
No, Ed Oliver is 91.
Yeah, so
Google says he's 96, so I could be wrong.
It's whoever's playing that side.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. That whatever hold you saw had no bearing on what the position of AJ Epineza and Harrison.
No, you're right.
If they were in their spots, that play doesn't happen.
Right, so they would have stopped.
If you rewatch that play again, AJ Epineza is supposed to go upfield and stop. Instead, he crashed into the right side of the line and followed the flow of the blocks. And Harrison followed right behind him. And I expect him to probably screw up in something like that. He's young, inexperienced. He's still trying to figure it out. But you don't expect Epineza to do that. And he was doing that a lot in that game. He was crashing on a lot of the RPOs they were running. And I just don't understand. I just don't understand why he kept doing it. I noticed they took him out on certain plays. He stopped being on the field so much in that fourth quarter because I think a lot of it he was giving up too much. He was giving up way too much on his side. So I do find it interesting as well that again, I'm not wishing any injuries on anybody, but once you remove Phillips out of the rotation, all of a sudden you had a little more of a sturdier run defense, if you notice that. And he's terrible. He's just, I just don't understand the value. I understand if you want to bring a rah-rah guy in, but keep him on the practice squad. I don't know why we're giving that guy any play time because the guy is just, outside of him tipping that ball last week, that's the only play he's ever made since he started playing again. And he does that to us every year. He collects a check just to do nothing and just get completely lit up on the field every single down. So yeah, again, there's a lot of technicalities in that game, in that play you were speaking about, and it had nothing to do. Everybody else filled their spots, regardless of the hold. That had no bearing on stopping that play.
I want to give you credit though about something you seem to say all the time, and there was 2 stops again.
Yep.
So one of the things though, one of the things I've been listening to, because I really wanted to listen to the media people today, go on about things, your Colin Cowherds and your Nick Wrights and, that absolute douche canoe on his show. Kevin Wildes is the guy's name. My God, is he a Patriots homer? And it is just the grossest thing in the world. Dude was literally, defending, saying that it's good that New England lost. That was literally his take. I was like, God, man, you are pathetic. But, that is neither here nor there. One of the things I heard a lot of people say today, though, is that Allen had to put on the cape in the second half. And Allen had to do the Superman thing in the second half. And, I don't really think so. Because The Patriots had one interception, which was basically an arm punt. Like we can all agree that their one interception where he just launched it down the field and it
Yeah.
got picked off is the equivalent of an arm punt, right? Allen does that all the time. But like looking at Josh's stat line, 19 for 28, 193, three touchdowns, no picks. Like you wouldn't say most other quarterbacks who did that, which there were like seven of yesterday, who had three touchdowns and no picks yesterday. You wouldn't say they put on their cape, did you? I mean, Allen made a couple of great plays, but he didn't do anything like spectacular. He ran for 48 yards. Plenty of quarterbacks do that. Yesterday's game was not the Cincinnati game
No.
at all, where Josh Allen, like, I will admit, in the Cincinnati game, Josh Allen put on the cape. I don't think that he did yesterday. So my point is that we beat him. We just straight up beat them. It was not like, oh my God, the Bills needed this Herculean effort to come back and beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots got complacent in the second half with the way, with how far ahead that they were, and they played like crap. And we were the better team. And it makes me my point is that I think that we're just the better team. Like if I think if we played the same schedule as them, I feel like we would have the same or a better record than them.
Oh, for sure.
Because like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we had two stupid losses against Atlanta and Miami, but they had stupid losses against Pittsburgh and the Raiders. The Raiders who have been shut out three times this year. And Pittsburgh who we beat by 30.
So I don't think it was so much the Superman thing for me for Allen, but I think it was more of him showing why he was the MVP last year. And he basically did everything that he needed to do. He was making good throws, not spectacular throws, not like the throw he did against Cincinnati where he threaded that ball to Shakir in the end zone. Um, that pass to Cook, just a nice up and over. Like everything that he did, he ran for a couple first downs. He didn't run for a 40-yard touchdown. He literally led the team, but didn't carry them to victory, if that makes sense.
Well, let me ask you. He's the weapons around him outside of James Cook. I mean, you would say that they have a bottom tier wide receiver core. Am I correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, Coleman had no catches yesterday. One that was
So,
called back. No catches yesterday.
so if you remove Josh Allen from that offense and put any other quarterback in there, do you have the same offense?
No, they're a 2-win team.
Or, yeah. I mean,
That's where the
depending on,
Superman.
yeah,
That's where
yeah.
your Superman comes from. This guy's taking nothing and making something.
Right.
And like we used to say, like the old saying goes, you took sugar, you made shit into sugar, is what he's basically doing right now. And
So
go ahead.
by your logic, then he should be the MVP every single year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why that's why he's always in the talks for it. That's
I
exactly the
think
reason why he's always in the talk. That's the one thing they always say. And I'm with you, Mike. I mean, I understand your the context you're trying to say in that in terms of, you know, I mean, for any other quarterback, it's like, oh, okay. I mean, sure. But this guy's doing it without having a Devontae Adams, without having a Puka Nakua.
Mhm.
You
it
know, he's doing it without them. So that's an MVP automatically.
Yeah, and I think that's a very valid point, right? And I think that's the one thing that like if Allen were to win the award this year, that in my opinion is the only thing because we have almost the identical record to the Rams, I think, right? Like aren't they also 11-4, 12-3? Like I mean,
Like
we're
I think they got 3 losses, I think.
okay. Yeah, so they're what 11-3, I think, or 12 and
Yeah.
3. So we're pretty close to them. But the point is, if you put Josh Allen on that team with those weapons, I don't think they'd lose a game.
Yeah, they're going
With,
defeated.
with those weapons and that defense, they wouldn't lose a game. They'd be 15-0.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one thing, like as far as the MVP conversation is concerned, that I would take away from Matthew Stafford. Dude has an incredible defense, and he's got incredible weapons. Incredible, way better weapons than we do. I mean, I don't want to like, sneeze at James Cook. He's probably going to win now that Indy's fallen off a cliff. James Cook is probably going to win the rushing record this year. He's currently leading the league in overall rush yards. Probably end up with, probably pretty close to 2,000, I would bet. I think he's hovering around like 16, 1,700 right now. So he might break that 2K number.
He possibly can. But I think the only thing I can say for and trust me, I believe that Josh Allen should be at this point should be the leading as far as MVP voting. But the thing with Stafford is his age. This guy's
Yeah,
still lighting it up at this age,
that's
and
true.
he hasn't lost any type of accuracy or any power in his arm. So that's the plus you got to give to this guy is that at his age, he's able to still be competitive on the field like he is.
So as we're talking about weapons and all that, can I say I want to give credit to the guy who it seems like is starting to come through for Allen again after a few years of not doing so well in Dawson Knox. It feels like Dawson Knox is hitting a career resurgence these last couple of weeks. Guy's been coming up big when they need him, scoring touchdowns, getting first downs. And I know that we like to give him crap for not always holding onto the ball, but I don't think they win a couple of these games without his uptick and how he's been playing, especially with how the receivers haven't looked super great.
Yeah, I mean, and congratulations to him and his wife. Just became a dad, I think, on was it Wednesday or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's awesome. Good for them. But yeah, completely agree with that point. I mean, the tight ends have been excellent this year. Absolutely, better than the wide receivers.
And you know what? The thing with Dawson Knox is like I've never really knocked him for drops. I don't think he has a drop issue. I think just that at certain crucial points he has dropped the ball, but he's been a short-handed or tight end, and he's been able to come through when you do need him. And don't forget now he wasn't bad. They just we're kind of phasing him out of the offense because of Kincaid, but because Kincaid can't stay on the field, Dawson Knox is the guy in front of the tight end room right now. So I I wouldn't say he has the drops, but I guess it's everyone's opinion on it. But I just think that it's a lot of his were in spots where you're kind of like, we needed that right there. You know what I mean? So it feels a little different for that.
I know that's what a lot of people have as a knock against him. Um, but no, he's been even the rookie tight end has come through big. I would love to see them lean more into that. I mean, if you know your wide receivers are your weak point, start running more tight end heavy sets.
Yeah, yeah, completely agree. But just absolutely a hell of a game. And I mean, with the way the postseason is shaping up right now, I mean, obviously things are going to probably change pretty radically. But if things were to end today, Denver would be the one. New England would play Houston, which I think we all agree Houston would probably be favored in that game, I would think.
Yeah.
Uh, the Bills would go to Jacksonville, and the Chargers would go to Pittsburgh
So the Bills are currently sixth.
at this moment,
Yeah.
tied with the Chargers. Yeah,
We're
10
just
and
I didn't
4.
understand. We were in 5 last week, right?
I think the Chargers have a better AFC record than we do.
Is that
Yeah,
what it
but
would be based off of?
yeah, but we didn't change in any wins or losses. We both won.
Yeah,
I think
that is
they've
weird.
won. I think they've won more conference games than we have, though. I think is because we have two losses to NFC teams or one loss to an NFC team, one loss to
One.
an NFC team. They must. I think just Atlanta. They must not have any loss. They must have more wins over AFC teams because we have 3 losses over AFC teams. So they must, of their 4 losses, maybe 2 of them are to like NFC teams or something. I can
Hmm.
probably pull it up. Let me take a look. Chargers. Um, yeah, 3 losses, 2 losses to NFC teams and 2 losses to AFC teams. That's why. So their losses are 2-2. Ours are one
Mhm.
one and three. So that's why they're ahead of us. Um, But I mean, they've got a pretty rough go of games here still to next week. They've got Dallas, then they've got Houston, and then they've got the Broncos. So the Chargers are going to drop a game or two here.
Yeah.
Um, but
We just got to keep winning.
yeah, we
Yep.
really just have to keep winning. If we go 2-1 in these next three, we're pretty much guaranteed to get the 5 seed. I mean, unless we win out and the Patriots find a way to drop another game besides that Ravens game next week.
Yeah. I mean, even if they lose to the Ravens, how many they still be ahead of us?
Yes.
Because they won more division games.
Yeah, if we win and where's Baltimore? And if Baltimore wins, both teams would be 11-4, but they would have again more wins over AFC teams than we would.
So we need them to lose 2, and we need to win out.
Yeah,
Is
they need to
our
drop
goal.
they need to drop this Baltimore game. If they don't, then they would have to drop the Jets and the Dolphins. Which, like, let's be honest, they're not dropping the Jets game.
No.
So it's that Dolphins game that you're looking at that they would have to drop. I mean, and they're gonna have to play their start. That's the best thing about this too, is they're very likely not going to get that bye. Like, it's probably gonna go to Denver. I mean, there's an incredible game next week between Denver and Jacksonville. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But then Denver's got the Chiefs, who are done. I mean, without Mahomes, and then they play the Chargers. So Denver's probably going to go 2-1. So Denver will have 14 wins, and nobody will be able to catch them. They have the tiebreaker over New England. So I don't. I think Denver's probably going to win the bye. So, and the Patriots will have to play that final week of the season against the Dolphins, so they won't be able to rest anybody that week because they'll need the game in order to secure home field advantage. Because
Right.
if the Bills win out, then that's assuming the Bills win out though, right? Like that's assuming the Bills, which they should beat Cleveland this week, but then there's that Eagles game. So, and then I have no doubt the Bills will smoke the Jets the last week of the season if they need to.
Well,
Right.
they're going to want to. They're going to have to, I think. And number one, you don't want to end the stadium with a loss.
Right. Last
I
home
guess it
game.
I guess it all depends. Like it depends on if there's a world where it doesn't do anything for their seating. Like if they are like if the Patriots beat the Ravens this week and then the Patriots beat the Jets and the Chargers and Houston both drop a game and the Bills kind of really can't fall out of the five, they might sit a lot of people that last week of the season.
They might, yeah.
Josh will probably take a few snaps, but like I gotta imagine everybody who's banged up will probably not play.
Well, I mean, in
You
that
know,
situation, yeah.
if they had home field locked up, I guarantee they would have sat people. But
Oh,
just because they have home games for the playoffs. I agree with T though. The fact that this is going to be potentially your last home game here, probably want to play your people at least a little while.
you know what though? Looking at this postseason though, if you get the Bills to the five, right? We're all going to assume they go into Pittsburgh and beat them, right? Jacksonville will probably beat the Chargers. I feel pretty confident in saying that. And I think Houston will beat the Patriots. I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident in that too. So then you've got Houston and Denver, defense one versus defense two. Like I mean, either one of those teams could win that. And then we go to Jacksonville. I think we could beat Jacksonville. I think it'd be a great game, but I think we can beat them. And then what if Houston beats Denver? Then Houston comes here for the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd much rather play them here than play them in Houston.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, you got to hope that like they don't keep. I mean, the problem is though, you really got to hope that Houston, or you got to really hope that Jacksonville keeps winning.
Well, see,
Because
don't forget now, Denver and Houston are very similar, just that Denver teams to be able to score a little more points with their offense.
yeah, Houston's such a good defense though. I think that
Yeah.
I think that they would annihilate Bo Nix. I mean, Green Bay looked like they were going to kill him yesterday until everybody started going down. First, that guy Watson went down, and then they couldn't move the ball anymore. Then Parsons went down, and then obviously they lost Tucker Kraft a little bit earlier in the year too. So Green Bay is not the same team that it was. And having two ginormous injuries in that game yesterday was absolutely the reason they lost. They
Is
had
Parsons done
multiple
for the year?
opportunities. What's that? Parsons
Is
is done for the
Parsons
year.
done for the year?
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened to him?
Torn ACL.
Yeah, torn
Jesus.
ACL. hmm Like it was a non-contact thing too. He cut the wrong way. You saw his leg
Oh.
hyperextend. Yeah, he's done.
That's the
And
same thing with Mahomes.
yeah, same thing that happened to
Mahomes
Mahomes.
was weird though. Like Mahomes planted, and it looked like he hyperextended his knee.
Yeah, and to stretch it out far enough, you'll
Just pop.
just pop right out. Yep. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting. And don't forget now, with Mahomes with ACL, he's not coming back till maybe after midseason next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won't be there for the start. So they're going to be
Probably
looking
not.
for a quarterback.
Or this is just going to be, a lot of people have been talking about them today, though. I think they need to rebuild. They've got a lot of bad contracts on that team, and very similar to the Bills and very similar to the Patriots during the Brady years. I think Mahomes is covering up a lot of inadequacies that were on that team.
And
And
nobody points it out.
no, nobody points it out, but like, I mean, there's a lot of Travis Kelce will probably be gone. A lot of big bad contracts on that team. They can't run the ball. They've got the worst running back room in the league by a mile. It's horrendous. Defense needs a lot of help. Chris Jones is at the twilight of his career. Like, there's a lot wrong with Kansas City, and they need a lot of help. So
Well, I'll
I
tell
would.
you what. KC, trade us Chris Jones for one. We'll trade him. We'll take him for one season.
There you go. There you go. But it was great to see. But before we move on to go around the league, is there anything else you guys want to say about the Bills before we are on to Cleveland this week?
Yeah, on to Cleveland. That's it. Let's chalk it up. We're 0-0 again. Let's get this first win.
Every week's a new week. I would just like to see better officiating in this week's game and not see teams be given free time to kick field goals.
Okay,
Or,
can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Let's
Talk about that.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
I forgot about
not
So
just that.
Noah's back doing their shady stuff again.
The
that.
officiating.
What was that? Like, so like I was trying to figure that out, and I was like, I can't. Nobody is talking about it. No one is talking about that. So there were 6 seconds left on the clock, and they ran a play because it was a timeout. They ran a play, but then for like 3 or 4 seconds, the clock didn't move. And then and it was a running play, and then it got down to like 2 seconds, and then they took their timeout. But it was like a 10-second play. So I don't understand what happened there at all.
I'll tell you what happened there. The refs gave them free, basically 7 seconds worth of time.
Yep.
And it's the other point too is it's not just that. How is it that first drive of the game, New England has that pass that was blatantly incomplete, mind you. They rushed to the line, snap. I blame McDermott partially for not challenging it. However, they were real quick to use the replay assist on Buffalo's next drive and take away the huge Cooks catch that we had. So I'd like to know what the deal with that was too. Why were they so fast to replay assist on us, yet let New England get away with that blatant incomplete? Or the slide, Josh Allen sliding and the dude punching him in the head, or the guy on the sideline punching Milano in the face, and they decide to call a double penalty.
Well, and again, that's the shenanigans in New England. Now they're starting to win again, and now they're doing their shenanigans again. I mean, it'd be too blatant if you're losing when you do that stuff, but now you're winning games. And now you think you can get away with this stuff because that's what they used to do with Brady and them there. You know how many games they had where the clock didn't start on time in their games? You know how many times that happened to them when Brady was playing over there? Happened all the time.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get called for delayed games. Clock would be well past zero. He wouldn't get called for it. And they're just trying to do their shenanigans again. That's why I can't stand that organization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really having a hard time with that one because like I really don't get it. And I was seeing it and you guys were telling me like all day today. My brother was texting me about it as well, like that the internet fans and the Dave Portnoys of the world are just super pissed off that about the refs giving the Bills the game. And I
Yeah.
was like thinking, what game did you watch? Like what game did you watch? You guys were gifted a free 3 points at the end of the half.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and I really, I don't want to be Mr. Referee guy. And like you guys have been listening, our fans who've been following us for a while, we don't spend a ton of time complaining about the officials on this channel. We really don't. Because, like, honestly, be better. Like, be better. There's been plenty of times where teams have been way, way, way over penalized and they've still found ways to win games. Hell, look at that Thursday night game. Atlanta was the most penalized team in history in that game. 19 penalties,
Mhm.
19 accepted penalties, and they still beat the Bucks who needed the game. So like, find ways to be better than that, but I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Well, how about
Dude.
just play better? How about you play your position better? You won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
As simple as that. Don't sit there and try to blame. Again, they were spotted 7 points. Let's not forget that.
Yep.
Without that big catch, who knows what happens on that drive that the referees did. NFL has not explained to anyone how these replays work.
The assisted ones? No.
Yeah, they have not explained it at all. So the bill, like you said earlier, the Bills don't get one, but
Yet New
automatically
England does.
on their first drive, boom, they got one right off the muscle.
And friggin' Vrabel, my God, stay away from the refs. Like the amount of time he spent talking to the goddamn refs. Like, take your sweater vest to your sideline and do your job. You're not an official. Stop complaining.
Sweater
Right.
vest.
Like, I'm sorry. It's incredibly frustrating to see on TikTok all of these insufferable, pretentious New England fans sitting here crying about how, oh, well, that wasn't a defensive pass interference or an intercept. That was an interception. That was, and it's like, shut the hell up. Like you just said, you were given basically 10 points there, that first drive and the free 3 points. Yet your team gave up 35 in the second half. That's not on the refs. Take your loss and own it.
Stop us. How about that? Stop us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, five drives in a row, the Bills scored 5 touchdowns. Stop them. I mean, there was one play on one of our drives where we got that PI called against the Patriots, but that was blatantly obvious. Dude tugged the jersey and tugged him to the ground.
Yep.
Sorry, not sorry. Like tugging the jersey is pass interference 101 on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, I would hate it if it happened to us, but don't tug on the jersey.
Nope.
It's so obvious. Like, just don't tug on the jersey. Don't put your fingers in the face mask and turn it. Don't do that.
Oh,
Like,
I
it's a
got one.
penalty.
I got one. How about you tell your little superstar quarterback to win the game for you?
Yeah.
How about that one?
You mean Drake Maye?
Yeah,
Yeah.
your guy who's now fifth in MVP voting, as he probably should be.
Mm.
But he ran for 2 touchdowns.
Now, I told you last week, whoever lost this game was going to fall in MVP voting.
And he did already. He did already.
Crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Who jumped him?
he absolutely did already. Bo Nix jumped him,
I told you
and
to put Bo Nix in there. I told you were going to do it.
yeah, no, Bo Nix jumped him, and Miles Garrett is still ahead of him, and so I forget there was somebody else moved up quite a bit. I don't remember who it was.
So Allen's in second.
Allen's in second behind Stafford. Yeah, and
So
Stafford had
whichever one of those two take the next loss, the other one's getting MVP.
yeah. I mean Stafford's got a big game coming up this Thursday against the Seahawks. They
Yep.
drop that game to the Seahawks, and the Bills keep winning. I mean, you never know.
Yep. Is that in Seattle or is that in LA?
It's in Seattle.
Yep.
Ooh, baby, that's going to be a game.
12th
Yeah,
man.
that'll
That
be a
is
good
going to
one.
be a game.
That will be a good one. All right, so let's go to our next segment here where we go around the league, brought to you by Sean's Mustache, because we don't have a sponsor yet. So as soon as we get one, we will highlight that sponsor. Jacksonville smoked the Jets 48-20. Trevor Lawrence had 6 touchdowns in that game. Incredible. 5 in the air, 1 on the ground. Just
Come on, it was the
absolutely
Jets,
phenomenal.
though. Come on, it was the Jets.
No, I know, but I wanted to give him credit
Oh,
because he did help. He did help. Not well. I don't have him in my league, but I looked at the fantasy scores in our fantasy league, and the guy who had him did very easily beat our buddy Vinny pretty comfortably. So, Vinny, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, dude.
The the only thing in that game that I think is kind of surprising is that the Jacksonville defense let no the Jets score as much as they did.
I mean, it was like 28-0 at one point, so I think a lot of it's just garbage time points, to be completely honest with you.
Gotcha.
Um, the Eagles beat the Raiders 31-0. I think the Raiders are the worst team in football.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. Because
pretty,
Tennessee is starting to look a little bit competent on the field. So I would
yeah,
definitely put the Raiders down there.
yeah. Washington beat New York. That doesn't matter. Chicago beat Cleveland. That doesn't really matter.
Fedor
Uh,
Sanders.
yeah, San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, we'll see them next week. But I mean, Shedeur Sanders looked terrible against the Chicago Bears. Terrible against them. I mean, Chicago's got a good defense and they're a good overall round team. But yeah, Cleveland looked
Here,
bad.
And
here's a
and,
question.
and is it McD's record against rookies? He's undefeated.
Yes,
Or pretty close to it. Yeah.
a question. Now that uh, the Packers lost so many people to injury, do you think the Bears win that division?
Well, I think it helps Detroit, who can win out. Detroit still controls their own destiny. They can still win the whole thing here.
Yeah,
Win that division still. Yeah.
which is
So
crazy.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
Detroit is you just don't know what's coming up every
Right.
week. And one week they look all world, next week you're like, I don't know what's going on out here, man.
They're
You
the
guys,
NFC Bills.
yeah. No, well, I don't even know if it's that. I mean, they got some names over there. They got some heavy hitters in the league, and I, I don't know, man. I just don't know.
No
I don't know if they make
consistency.
the playoffs. I don't think they make the playoffs.
it would be wild if they didn't. And then as we spoke about a little bit during the show, the Chargers eliminated the Kansas City Chiefs from postseason contention, 16-13, which interesting game. The Chargers don't look right offensively, and I gotta think that the Chargers are very likely a first round exit in the playoffs. I don't think they can win a playoff game. I mean, I think the only like looking at the field of the postseason right now, I'm not counting the AFC North team. I think the only team the Chargers could beat maybe would be the Patriots. I think they get smoked by Denver. I think they get smoked by Houston. I think they get smoked by us. I think they get smoked by Jacksonville.
I think they can beat Jacksonville.
I don't.
You know what? I agree with Sean because they're both the same. They both do the same thing. You just don't know what team you're going to get every week,
Yeah.
no matter where they play. It's just one week they can look like they're the best team in the league. The next week they look like they're the worst team in the league.
It's fair.
At least
It's
the
fair.
Bills are still in their games when they're playing. Outside that Houston, was it the Houston? Would you say the Houston game? Yeah, outside the
Miami,
Houston game.
no, outside the Miami game. The
Yeah,
Miami
the
game
Miami
was,
game.
yeah, that was the one. That was I mean, and the Atlanta game wasn't great either. But I mean,
No.
the Houston game and the Patriots game, we had the ball practically in the red zone with less than 2 minutes left both times to
Mhm.
win both of those games.
Yep.
Yep.
So I don't, those are just losses. That happens. I mean, the Atlanta game and the Miami game were just those fluky games that happen to the Bills every year.
Yep.
It's just gonna have to chalk it up to that. Um, as we talked about on this channel during our pregame last week, or excuse me, our post game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Joe Burrow quit on
Yep.
his team because he made those comments earlier in the week. I think it was on Monday where he's like, "I don't know if I like football anymore." Was basically the gist of the comments, and They scored 0 points against Baltimore yesterday. Zero. 24-0. He had like 60 passing yards in that game and a couple of picks. He looked dejected. He looked like he didn't give a crap. I mean, I don't know if he plays there next year. I really don't.
Oh, he'll be there next year. He's not
You
going
think?
nowhere. Oh yeah, absolutely. He's not going anywhere. But the thing
No,
is, don't forget now they didn't have they didn't have Higgins in that game. You know that offense is always different if one of those receivers are not playing.
he just looks like he's what's the word? Not indifferent,
Just like
apathetic.
yeah, just like dejected.
Like, and I think his point of saying that of what is the point of doing this if I'm not having fun while doing it? I think that's very telling too. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does retire.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop it.
I don't
Stop
know.
it.
I could see it. I could absolutely see it.
This doesn't feel like a ploy.
No, he's not going anywhere, dude. I mean, the thing is, you got to understand. This is one of the reasons why I know Mc or Bean doesn't really like to draft from those big schools. It's because those schools are just known for winning all the time. And then when you bring them in your franchise and when you're losing, they really don't know how to cope with that because they're so used to winning all the time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for him, he's just frustrated with losing because they lose all the time. And he's always getting hurt. So think about all that. He's hurt all the time. They're not going to make the playoffs. You just got zipped by a team. I mean, you're going to be dejected too. Obviously, they're humans just like us. But Joe Burrow's not going anywhere. He's going to be there next year. The only thing is they're going to be drafting a wide receiver because Higgins is going to be gone.
Well, there's something to be said. Somebody I was listening to was talking about them, and it's like his first or second season, they make it, what is it, all the way to the AFC title game. And then the second season he's there, they make it to the Super Bowl, then they have the ball and they're within like one play of winning the Super Bowl that year. And
Mm-hmm.
then every year after that, it's either been season-ending injury or they're like 4-10.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
like I get it. I completely get it to your point, Reese. Like that makes a lot of sense. Dude's either horribly injured or because he's had 2 years now, 2 different years now where he's missed more than half of the season
Yep.
or the entire season. So I get it. I mean, your point about them like him wanting to win and not knowing how to cope with losing, yeah, there's probably something to be said for that. But again, I put a lot of that on the organization too.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But that's what happens when you're a top ranked quarterback in draft that you go to the bad teams.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and then we got the Saints and the Panthers, which surprising the Panthers lost coming off of a bye to the Saints. That was just weird. What a weird game that was.
Screwed me. That game screwed me.
Yeah, we talked about the Rams and Detroit. That was a great game, 41-34. Detroit was running away with that in the first half, and then the Rams just came storming back. And the Rams, like we said about Matthew Stafford, he looks just real, real good. They're
Yeah.
they're a really good team, but Devontae Adams did go down with a hamstring injury in that game.
Oh,
So, I mean, that's a soft tissue injury. They might not see him again until they should probably shut him down until the postseason, I would think.
yeah. Three weeks left. I mean, I guess it hinges on what happens this Thursday. I
Yeah.
mean, if you
He's
win,
not gonna
you
play.
pretty
He's
much
not gonna play this Thursday. There's no way.
no. But if you lose, you probably rest him. I mean, actually, I think you rest him regardless. I think that
Yeah.
makes the most sense. I just for that game, I saw Detroit was up. I personally stopped watching the score on it. I was shocked when I came back and saw that the Rams had come back and won.
Yeah. But I mean, that's tough for them if Adams is going to be down for any extended period of time. I mean, Puka's great, but he's also allowed, like, he's also getting all that extra, because Adams is there, taking away, target share or taking away DB coverage as well. So,
And you know what sucks too is they don't have a division, Rams.
I
They have no
mean,
competition. I mean,
San Francisco,
Seattle's here this year, but every year is just one of them, and they're never good enough to beat the Rams.
I mean, San Francisco's quietly 10-4 too.
Are you really scared of them though?
No,
This year,
I think San Francisco loses in the first. Well, I don't know actually. You know what? Let's before we get into the only other game we really need to talk about is the Denver game because the night game, the Cowgirls they shit the bed and officially became mathematically eliminated as well.
oh wow,
Um, But yeah, because they have their 6 wins, and the Eagles are 9-5. So the Eagles have like one. The Eagles just they have that division locked up. But anyway, if the playoffs were to start in the NFC today, the Rams would be the 1 seed.
Right.
Then you've got Chicago and Green Bay in Chicago. That could go either way. The Eagles and the 49ers. Who wins that game in Philadelphia? The
Oh,
Eagles or the 49ers?
I could see the Niners winning that, especially with how the Eagles have been playing this year.
Now, Eagles win, West Coast team going to the East Coast in the cold. Nope. Niners lose.
And then Seattle plays Tampa Bay.
Seattle wins that.
Seattle wins that game easy.
I mean,
So
don't
then you
forget.
got
I mean, Tampa Bay's not a pushover though. I wouldn't be surprised if they did win.
Tampa's
But
been falling apart though.
I
yeah.
get it. But they haven't been playing together the whole year, and they just got back together as a one unit. And they haven't really ironed out any kinks. There's a game that they got veterans at wide receiver.
I
I
mean,
think
it could
right.
still be Carolina that wins that division though. Like because
Huh?
Tampa and
Tampa's
Carolina have to play twice.
Mm-hmm.
And like Carolina just needs to win 2 of their next 3 and they win the division.
Tampa's
So I mean,
lucky Carolina lost this weekend too.
yeah, it's huge for Tampa that Carolina lost this weekend.
Yep.
Um, but I think whoever ends up being that 4 seed in the NFC is probably very similar to what'll likely be the Steelers,
Yeah.
and that will probably be a first round exit. So then, all right, so fine, Philly wins, Seattle wins, and for argument's sake, I'm going to say the Packers win against the Bears because rookie quarterback in the playoffs for the first time,
Oh, you're rookie for the playoffs.
rookie for the playoffs, rookie for the
Even with all their
playoffs.
injuries, you'd still take the Packers over the Bears?
I think I would still just the experience. I think the experience puts them over the hump. But then the Packers go into Los Angeles and get smoked. And then
Yeah.
Seattle plays either Philly or San Francisco. And I think Seattle beats that team. And then we have a rematch of Seattle versus the Rams. And that's the way I would see it going. I don't know. I mean, maybe the 49ers could make a run. Maybe the Eagles could. I don't think the Eagles are just wildly inconsistent.
Yep.
I don't see it.
So you can't keep a team like that together forever. There's too many personalities. And teams like that come around, the ones that want the team that won the Super Bowl last year,
Hmm.
it's tough to keep those guys together. There's way too many alphas over there, and they've won a championship, so they're all feeling themselves. So you're probably seeing this offseason AJ Brown get traded. I'm understanding New England's very interested in that.
Oh God,
Um,
no.
that's why I'm hoping the Bills figure it out and somehow
Yeah.
grab. That's what I'm hoping. Um, I mean, you're figuring they had to let go of some of their defense. They're going to have some contracts coming up on that defensive line. So they're going to struggle next year. I can guarantee it. Next year is going to be a struggle for them, and I can probably see them starting to have to let go either trade players or start letting people go because they don't wait around. Their owner does not wait around for a fall. They start feeling a little bit of a diminish in their product. They make changes right away, and it would not shock me if you see wholesale changes going into next year.
So let me ask you, both of you, the fans in you, the Bills make it to the championship game. Who in the field of the NFC, obviously not Tampa, right? Because that's not going to happen. Who in the field of the NFC do you want to play?
Like in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, if
Seattle.
the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, what team do you want the Bills to play?
Seattle.
Why?
A, because I'm a Seahawks fan. B, because I think that the Bills offense is good enough to get past the Seahawks defense with their utilizing their tight ends. And I think the Bills defense going up against Sam Darnold would be a good match.
Fair. T.
I take the Niners. My pick's the
Why?
Niners. I'd play the Niners all day. They're beat up. All their defense is injured. Um, I think that their offense is okay. It's not explosive or anything like that. And every time we've played against the Niners, we've beaten. I mean, every time Josh has played them, he's smoked them. And he knows that defense. McDermott knows that offense. So I'd rather have that type of. I'd rather play against that team than the Rams right now, who, I mean, they just got weapons all over the field, and I just don't know if we got that defense. If that was the Rams yesterday, their offense, we probably would have been down 28 or 35-0 in that game. That's how fast and quick they probably would have scored on us if you take that game. And the Bills can't play that type of game against the Rams because you're not going to be able to do that. Their offense can score just like your offense can score. And I don't trust our defense to be that good to be able to stop them at some points in order for us to catch up. We can't give the Rams a 21-point lead like the Patriots did. The game's over if it's the Rams.
So, assuming say the Bills don't make it, can anybody else in the AFC field beat the Rams? Because, like, let's be honest, it really all things are pointing to the Rams this year.
Probably Houston.
Like, you think Houston could?
Yeah, absolutely. You got a statue in the pocket. You got a statue in the pocket with that pass rush. Houston would destroy it.
Yeah, maybe the Broncos as well. I think if you have a strong enough defense to lock down their offense, I just mean I don't think that if your defense can keep them in check, I think that you, even with an average offense, have the potential to beat them.
Yeah, but the only reason I'm saying Houston is because Stafford he's not a mobile quarterback at all by any means. So if there's any team that has a really good pass rush, they're going to be beaten every time. I can tell you that right now. There's no great defenses over in the NFC. Think about it. There's no great defenses over there. I mean Green
Seattle's pretty good.
No, I'm saying there's only a few. Not like not in the AFC. You got good defenses all over the place in the AFC. But in the NFC, there's really not that many out there, and they haven't really had to play that many. I mean, other than Seattle, what other great defense have they gone up against?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. All right, so that is our show, guys. Any final thoughts, or are we just on to Cleveland?
I'm on to Cleveland.
Yep, on to Cleveland. Never a doubt. 1-0.
That's right, 1-0. So with that, thank you guys so much for joining us for the show. As always, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments down below. We read and respond to all of them. We've been getting a lot of comments lately, and especially we had a couple from some Pats fans, and it was really a lot of fun to interact with you guys. So keep them coming. We really appreciate it, and have yourselves a fantastic evening, and take care.